Hello, Patreon Love Tribe. Welcome back. I am called to the table today to do a pick a pile reading on where should you be focusing your energy currently? Okay. Not sure what I'm going to name it yet, but it's going to be something like that. Where should your focus be, especially seeing as though we still got a few days left of the Lionsgate 8/8 Lionsgate portal to take advantage of this energy. And so, because over here on Patreon is where I know you guys resonate with being either twin flames or on the ascension. So I'm going to already have asked Spirit to guide us on where our focus should be right now. I need a pen here to write down my timestamps. Okay, now, if you're wondering why the thumbnail looks all wonky, it's because I was at my sister's yesterday visiting, and I left my phone. So I was trying to take a picture of the pick-a-pile for a thumbnail with my laptop, which is like almost impossible, right? And I screwed up how it sits here doing so. There we go. Okay. So in pile number 1, we have this owl. I just got him, so I feel called to use him. I've already used him once. I'm sure I'll use him several times, but this is a Labradorite owl. And when the light hits him just right, he's got a lot of fire in him. But he's a very cute little owl. Owls are one of my spirit animals. Okay, and pile number 2 is the blue apatite snowflake, another one of my favorites. And pile number 3 is Amazonite heart, puff heart. So take a moment, choose your pile, and we're going to start the reading on where should you be focusing your energy currently on your spiritual journey or in your personal life. It's going to depend on what the cards say. My guess is it's going to be more about your spiritual journey simply because of the decks that Spirit called me to use. Okay. You know, I use my discernment when it comes to picking the decks. So we're going to start off with pile number 1. Now, I did draw quite a few oracles here and 3 tarot cards. I will not be going into clarifications unless I feel called. Like if I can't understand, if I don't feel like it's clear to me, therefore it won't be clear to you, then I'll clarify. However, I'm pretty sure we're going to get it done with a few cards here because I would like to create a lot more content today to get uploaded. So we're going to do quality and quantity if possible. All right, pile number 1. We're going to start with your tarot. So where should you be focusing your energy currently? Okay, so the message I'm getting for pile number 1 is we have the 10 of Swords, and it looks like laying something to rest, right? It can be a something, it could be a someone. I'm kind of feeling for you guys, it's people, relationships, okay? There's endings here. And Then you've got the Five of Wands. Now, I was called to use the After Tarot. And I think the reason why Spirit wanted me to use the After Tarot is because they want to give you a picture of where you're headed, what you can look forward to when you focus your attention and follow the advice of this pick-up pile. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands, and in this deck, see, the Five of Wands is usually people arguing, or it's confusion, it's sparring, it can represent gossip, people who are against you, not for you, people who make you feel like you have to defend yourself or fight or argue or take a stance, right? And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now remember, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. He truly is reliable, though. This guy, you could bet on this guy. He may not win the race, but he's going to win the race, if you get my meaning. Meaning he may not get there first, but he is going to cross that finish line. And when he does, he is going to have a very powerful effect on your life and your future. It's stable, it's secure. He takes his time and he does everything with the highest and best focus. Okay? He focuses on the details. He makes lists, checks them twice. He is the kind of person that has a desire to really, really do his best in everything he tries, okay? To really take his time to get where he needs to go and to learn every single lesson. And he also brings in a seed of new prosperity, something in order to build a foundation. And, you know, it's the seed that helps to create the pinnacle of Pentacles, which is the Ten of Pentacles, which is complete and utter security, right? It's everything you've ever asked for. It's that feeling of being abundant, well cared for, no worries about finances, no worries about, you know, stability, security. Everything is just safe. So I'm getting the message that perhaps my pile number ones have been feeling, and possibly for a long time too, feeling like your life was not stable or safe or secure. Could be through finances. You know, maybe you've always struggled financially. Maybe you grew up in a home where there were people that were really flighty, and a lot of arguing, a lot of, Spirit's showing me a family life where the parents might have been very karmic. They argued and fought a lot. There was a sense of knowing that perhaps your world could change on a dime, and not really feeling safe and secure in your environment. And so as an adult, I'm assuming you're an adult. You have a credit card if you're over here on Patreon, right? As an adult, where you should be focusing your energy right now is creating the change for yourself that's going to bring you that kind of stability. It's no longer relying on other people to create that stability for you. It's an opportunity for you to focus your attention on choosing who you can trust, right? Because what I'm seeing in this energy is I'm seeing you ending relationships burying them, right? Swords is always lessons. It's always clarity, thoughts, and it's knowing when to cut your losses. You use that sword to cut things away. And the Ten of Swords is usually feeling betrayed, backstabbed, people that just don't really have the means or the desire, usually, to really support other people. They're too busy fighting for their own security. And the funny thing about vibration is when you are a vibrational match to something, you attract it into your life. So you could have been one of those people that just was constantly fighting and struggling to find your safe zone, your safety, your security, your stability. Lower three chakras, right? Focusing on a roof over your head, food in your stomach, knowing that you can breathe. I'm hearing breathe. Like some of you guys have not been able to really truly be able to breathe in the environment that you grew up in or the environment that you've attracted, friends that you've attracted, because they're like you, right? And so where you should be placing your focus right now is surrounding yourself with people that support you. See, in this card, I'm seeing people sitting around. They're not fighting. They're talking. They're on the same page. This is order out of chaos, right? And there's a leader. And I believe that you have the potential of being this leader to teach others how to stop fighting for what they want and to create it for themselves with this Knight of Pentacles. So where you should be placing your focus right now is discernment. Who is in your life that creates low vibration and struggle? Who mirrors back to you the chaos that you have been experiencing? For instance, let's say, I don't know how old you are, but let's say you're in your 20s and you get a place to live, you get a roommate, you get on your feet, you get a good job. And then because your roommate likes to party, maybe you like to party, or you like to sleep in, or you like to be free, because that's what people who have never known what it's like to be free try to create for themselves. But they do it in such a way that they disrupt their own security. And so let's say you lose your job. You've had many jobs in your life, and you just have a hard time really sticking to one and creating something of substance from it. Okay. Or you've had many friendships and relationships that never seem to really be stable or secure or stick around for very long. Or you get aligned with people that are very low vibrational. They like to gossip. They like to backstab. They like to, turn on one another. Like I'm seeing people who turn on each other. Like you've called in a tribe that you want to feel safe with and you want to feel secure with, but they're not capable of being stable or secure in their own life. Therefore, they're creating chaos. And you are part of their chaos and they are part of your chaos. So if that seems like a pattern for you, maybe it's something you've overcome, because I did choose the After Tarot. And so, if you've been focusing on weeding your garden, getting rid of people in your energy that no longer are conducive to you building a stable, secure future for yourself, that's where you should be placing your focus. Is think of your energetic field in your life, your friendships, your jobs, your experiences. relationships, think of them as a garden, okay? If you're trying to create something stable and secure and prosperous and abundant for yourself, you're going to have to weed your garden. You're going to have to look at the people in your life. And this is hard because you love them. I lost some truly, truly deep relationships that to this day I miss. And I just want to call them up and say, are you okay? But until I feel like their energy has raised to where I've raised mine, I really don't feel comfortable in allowing them back into my garden. I'm hoping someday they will raise their frequency and clear out their fears, right? Because it's all about fear. We act and react to certain situations. It's my son. I'm recording, dude, so don't come out naked. Sorry. Anyhow, so it's all about choosing better friends, better jobs, more reliability. You have to be reliable. You must be reliable. You must clear up your energy and not be flighty. You have to make lists, check them twice, keep your word. And I feel like you've already been doing that. And like, I feel like you've already done a lot of this. You've already ended a lot of relationships. You've already found your leadership role. And you might even be teaching other people how to, follow their passions without chaos, right? Showing other people how to be stable. You can put yourself in this story any way that it feels right for you. Either you need to do it or you are currently doing it. Okay. But this is the message I'm getting from this pile is that in order to have that safe, secure beginning, future, you're going to have to make wiser investments in the kind of people you allow in your energetic field. Okay. Now we're going to get you some advice on that. We're going to take a look at what Spirit has to say. The breathless fool. The fool's wisdom. Stop thinking and start breathing. And it's funny because I did say I kind of felt like you guys needed to have stability and security so you could breathe, right? Just to feel safe in your environment, safe in your friends, safe in your experiences, a place where you could be at ease, where you don't feel like you're constantly struggling or fighting or clawing for your future. Seriously, sunglasses and no shirt. That's my middle child, who is my most creative. Swag, right?
Christmas vibes.
Christmas vibes and sunglasses. All right, so this is a number, by the way, 13. Come on, it's devil energy, right? So it's all about clearing your garden. It's getting rid of your own personal devils so that you can feel safe, so you can breathe, so you can stop running. Some of you guys are running. Look at this picture. This is like the fool. This is called the breathless fool. Somebody who always is on the move, always running, always going from one thing to another, never able to just settle down, take a break. And the little dog's begging in the background, like, please just stop. Just stop. Get your ducks in a row. Take a breath. For some of you guys, you might have really even struggled as a child. Maybe you ran away. Maybe you might not have physically ran away, but maybe you emotionally ran away. And so if you resonate with being a runner, somebody that when the soup gets hot, you tend to avoid, right? But the thing is what you're running from is inside of you, probably created through other people as a child, But in order to stop running, to just breathe, to just find that safety and security, it's all about alignment with. So if you want to be rich, you hang around with people that know how to be rich. If you want to be safe and secure and stable and responsible, you align yourself with friends and people in your life, relationships that know how to be safe and secure and stable. And then when you're there, they will role model to you. I feel like a lot of you did this. I'm going to be honest. I feel like a lot of you did this because I'm seeing you in a leadership role, showing other people how to just stop the chaos, stop the fighting, stop the struggle, and just sit down and get order out of chaos in order to move toward that abundance, to really get clear on what you want and do the work responsibly, committed. So you very well could go through this lesson in order to become a leader for others and teach others how to overcome that devil influence too. And it's going to be different for everybody. The devil is just very low vibrational, chaotic energy that usually comes from the root chakra, and it comes from fear and addiction. Okay. So I do see you stepping into a leadership role, either currently or in the future. But first, some of you need to really start choosing your, first of all, you need to make more stable decisions, right? If you say you're going to do something, don't say you're going to do it unless you know you can do it. And always follow through on your word, right? And if you've already gone through this, then this is you showing others how to overcome their devils and their demons and to find a place of rest instead of a place of constant chaos and running, right? The breathless fool, the fool that's just constantly needing to take a breath, right? Move and move and move and move and move and move and move. And this is, chaotic energy coming into alignment with order and commitment, and slow and steady wins the race. Okay. It's also feeling to me, I haven't gotten into your other oracles, but it's feeling to me like Spirit is saying, whatever you've been trying to create for yourself, whatever you've been trying to chase after, you don't always have to push so hard, right? Ebb and flow. No, trust your inner knowing. Trust that you know when to act and when to rest. Because this guy, he doesn't rush into anything. This guy's rushing. Rush, 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 rush. I need it now. I'm on my way. Oh, here I go. And this guy's like, oh, but look at everything you're missing. Look at the beauty and the blessings and the lessons along the way that are going to support you in finally finding this huge amount of committed stability. Slow and steady wins the race is what I'm hearing. All right, the next we have the handful, which is the number 12. I don't remember in the tarot what the number 12 is, but you guys probably know. I don't read tarot according to the book. I don't have that kind of a reading ability. I more or less read intuitively. But again, if you look at this fool, okay, he is trying to do way too much. He's got both hands full and he's still running. He's still running, right? The handful. You got your hands full and you're breathless. It's like you need to keep it simple. So this one says stop thinking and start breathing. And this one says keep it simple. So a lot of you guys are overthinking, overprocessing, and you need to simplify your life because you're missing things. You're missing stability and security. and blessings along your way. And if you rush, if you keep rushing, you're liable to miss what it is Spirit's trying to bring you, right? That pentacle, that opportunity, that seed for the future. All right, your next is share your voice. Because see, I do see you guys as stepping up in a leadership role. This person looks like they're standing there talking to these other people, teaching them something, showing them something, right? So we have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. This is what I think. I think for a long, long time, you guys have been going through an awakening. When I say a long, long time, it could be a couple of years, but it feels like an eternity. And so you had to go within to learn a lot of this. And you've been systematically cleaning up your life, cleaning up your relationships, cleaning up your thoughts, because 10 of Swords sometimes is those thoughts, right? Some of those thoughts weren't serving you, just like some of those friendships weren't serving you. So you needed to eliminate them, to put them to rest, to bury them, to allow them to end, right? And so I think for a lot of you, I don't know why, but I was told to use the after tarot. So a lot of you have already done a lot of this work. You've gone within, like the hermit. You've been in your cave, you've learned a lot of lessons, but now you've come out of the cave and you're running and you're overthinking and overdoing, and Spirit's like, okay, you just went through a huge transformation and you might need to take it slow instead of rushing headlong, trying to create, your outcome when your seed is still in gestation, right? And so I believe you're going to move into a leadership role where you're going to help others, but you're so overzealous. It's like I'm hearing Queen. I want it all, and I want it now. And so just take time to breathe and to keep things simple, because you worked really hard to get out of the chaos. And yet you're so used to the chaos that now that you're coming out of your cave, what you're doing is you're rushing right back into creating chaos. And so slow down, ebb and flow. Listen to your inner knowing. Allow Spirit to guide you. When should you rush and when should you fall back? How much should you load yourself down with? And how much should you, like, prioritizing? I'm hearing prioritizing. And your own energy that you just created for yourself, right? You just cleared all that energy. And here you are. It looks like you're rushing out to create more of that chaos, right? And so Spirit's like, no, we don't need fight or flight anymore. We are working toward our stability. And you are also, I feel, going to have huge responsibilities when it comes to leading and teaching others how to go through this. And so I'm just hearing slow down. Don't bite off more than you can chew. You literally just went through the caterpillar pupus stage of struggle, right? Struggling. The caterpillar, when it goes into the chrysalis, has to really struggle in order to push the liquids, I guess you want to say, the life force energy, through from the bottom to the top, right? It's like the struggling in the chrysalis is what creates the transformation. It's the energy that creates the change. And so, if somebody comes along and thinks, oh, I'm going to help this butterfly get out of its pupa stage and just like rip open the because you see it struggling and you don't like watching it struggle, so you want to ease its struggle, so you go and cut open the cocoon. What happens is you have a butterfly whose wings are not fully developed and ready for flight, and they miss the struggle is what creates it, and so they need that struggle. Don't take away your struggle, but follow the struggle. The butterfly knows when to rest in the cocoon and knows when to resume its struggles, right? And so there's an ebb and flow that needs to happen here for you to truly gain your wings and have the strength to fly. Okay? And the struggles on the journey is part of the experience. It's part of what's necessary to get those wings to be their full, beautiful, strong wings. And so I feel like you just busted out of your cocoon, and you're wanting to, fly a billion miles away. And Spirit's like, no, listen, there's an art and there's a gift in ebbing and flowing, knowing how much you can handle, and resting when you need to rest and working when you need to work. All right, up next is Mintaken. You guys pronounce it. Says longing for home and belonging, the original light worker. See, I told you, you're moving into if you resonate with being a light worker, you are going to be a leader. The light workers awakened first. They are the way showers. They are the ground crew. They are the ones that are going to be trailblazing. Okay, but you also need to trust, super trust the process, and know when to blaze that trail and when to replenish yourself, and don't take on too many burdens, right? Only take what you can handle. And if you've been feeling lonely, because a lot of the light workers, they really, before they awakened, they had to go through a lot of harsh life lessons, because nobody's going to listen. Nobody's going to sit around and listen to a leader who has never experienced what they're talking about. And so most light workers and ground crew, whatever you resonate with a title, they had to incarnate in this lifetime and previous lifetime, some of them, in some very difficult life lessons, 10 of Swords, right? In order to experience that, so that people who they will be leading will listen and trust. And so when you're going through your awakening and your transformation, you're purging a lot of old belief systems and a lot of old friendships and a lot of lower vibrational stuff. You're raising your vibration, right? And so you start feeling lonely, because the caterpillar doesn't go into the chrysalis with a gang of friends. You just don't. You go in all alone, you struggle all alone, you overcome and you transform and go through the death and rebirth all alone. And so you can feel that energy of feeling lonely and feeling all alone. But Spirit is saying that your tribe and you will find each other, because A, it's what you came here to do. And B, when you're rushing and overburdening yourself, you could be missing out on the new tribe, right? You could be flying right past them and not even meeting them or learning on the way. So you are one of the original light workers. You've been lonely. You've been going through a death and rebirth and transformation. You're being called to focus your attention on burying the past, learning the lessons, moving slow and steady. Allow yourself an opportunity to slow down and be in flow. Trust the process. And eventually you're going to attract your tribe and you will be the leader. And you will be an inspiration because it's wands. You will be an inspiration to others. But nobody likes to be overburdened. Nobody. And so if we're changing the future, if we want to liberate ourselves and create an earth where we're not the hamster on the wheel and we're not constantly fighting to survive, fight or flight, it's like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. If I don't do these things, I can't pay the rent. I can't keep a roof over my head. I can't eat. I can't. And when you're focused on that, that's you creating more of that, right? And that means that you're not capable yet of being committed to the process because you're focusing on lack of faith. You are divinely supported on this journey. Divinely supported. So let's get you some advice. We have flow. Go figure. Ebb and flow. It's what I was feeling with this. This state has been calling to you for some time now. You know it well. Your body craves it, and your heart cries out for it. The state in which the body and the heart and the mind dance together as one. The state in which everything is easy, where creating and doing and being just comes naturally. This is your permission slip to lean into it. Go ahead. Take a deep breath, the breathless fool. Take a deep breath in and release any lingering ties to your outcome. You can't be so fixed in your energy. I want this, and I want it to look like this. I want it to taste like this, feel like this, show up like this. Because your higher self is telling you the way you're visualizing it may not be the highest and best way for it to come in for you. But it is coming in, and it's going to be better than you ever experienced before. And the reason why is because you're allowing spirit to look in the back. There's a harvest coming for you. But seeds need time to grow. And sometimes you might plant a seed that, well, let me put it this way. Every single creation, every seed has its own potential. You might want your crop to be 10 feet tall, good to look at. I'm just using, romance as the worm here. But basically, you might have a real clear vision of what you want that seed to grow into. And Spirit's saying every seed is unique, and every seed reaches its potential naturally. And unless you go start doing things like genetically modifying it, it is what it is. Allow it to be. Allow it to come into beingness, and trust that whatever seeds you plant are exactly what you are meant to reap. It's exactly what you're meant to have. Okay? So let it come naturally. This is your permission slip to lean into it. Go ahead. Take a deep breath in and release any lingering ties to the outcome. Open the space within you that allows for flow to be. Now, if you want to pause that and look at it. Okay, and your last card is the Earth Star Chakra. Guys, if you didn't watch the moon ritual that I did on the Lion's Gate, go and watch that, because the whole channeling was about the Earth Star Chakra. Well, I stand corrected. No, it was about the Soul Star Chakra. This is the Earth Star Chakra. I read that wrong. So let's find out what the Earth Star Chakra is about, because I did a whole channeling on the Soul Star. So this is the opposite end of that, right? This is grounding things into the third dimension. This is Earth. This is Earth energy. This is planting those seeds and reaping that harvest. So it says you are standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, an inner illumination to light your way. You have access to the seat of creation, the spark of existence, and the codes that hold the blueprints of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded. Despite moving through multidimensional realms, that's that energy of wanting to remember everything all at once and to create from that, right? This place is clear and grounded. Despite moving through multidimensional realms and able to bridge worlds while functioning still in the physical reality. The higher you reach for the divine and the realms of spirit, the more important it becomes for you to anchor deeply into the earth. Okay? So I feel like you guys have been a bit ungrounded, flighty, unstable, unbalanced. And Spirit's saying, he's the most grounded prince. He is the prince of the earthly realm, right? So you need a balance between that soul star chakra, that enlightenment. You've been going through a huge transformation when it comes to spirituality, which is all in your upper chakras. And so there's an imbalance, and the energy cannot flow from the top chakra down to the root chakra, because there is still fear and chaos in those lower chakras. So I recommend that you place your focus and attention on clearing and strengthening your root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus chakra. Go and Google or go on YouTube and look at energetic teachings on how to balance and ground yourself in those lower chakras. Because what I feel is, on your awakening, you activated your upper chakras. You are in the divine feminine creative realm. Okay, but creation doesn't just happen through thought and knowledge. It must be grounded into the earth in order to plant the seeds for the future. And so I really do believe you're light workers, and you're here as ground crew. Ground crew, ground. That's your keyword. That's where you should be placing your focus right now, is grounding. Grounding what you've learned into your earthly experience. Grounding. Okay? So I love you. I'm going to move on now. I hope that resonated with you. If it didn't, go ahead and pick another pile. Remember, if you would like a personal private reading, I am offering a huge discount over here on Patreon for those who are in the 1111 and 2222, because I think that's a big commitment, paying that much a month in order to work on yourself and to receive guidance to change your life. And so because you're investing in yourself and in me and my mission, I would like to be able to help you with that by offering your readings $40 off. So $60 instead of $100 because it's my mission. It's what I'm here to do. And I want to help. Okay. So if you want a personal private reading, check that out. Also, if you are always looking forward to those zodiac signs, I want you to know it's only going to be at the first of the month now. I'm not doing the 15th because I want to put a lot more energy over here in the actual guiding you guys on this spiritual awakening. Okay. Any other announcements? Just that I love you. Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to comment. And if you need a personal private reading, take advantage of that discount. And don't forget, at the end of this month on the 31st, we are doing our gratitude drawing, which you are already entered into because you are a Patreon. However, if you order a personal reading too, you get another entry. Okay? Let's move on to pile number 2. We're at 46. My son, it goes from the 11-year-old to the 22-year-old. Okay, so 46, 20. Gage, I know you can hear me, so I'd like you to be quiet, please. Okay, moving into pile number 2, which is the blue apatite. Let's take a look at your tarot first. Where should you be placing your focus at this time? Hold on, guys, while I yell, okay? Gage, I'm recording. You've got to talk in small voice. Gotta love video games. Okay, so let me just sit in your energy here for a moment. Okay, so my pile number 2s. There is something from your past that you have not yet dealt with completely because you have the Judgment card and the World card in the reverse. So this tells me there is a cycle that you are going through, and it involves a person, place, or thing or belief system from your past. Something that you still are in the air about. You are having a hard time making a judgment call or making a decision. The Judgment card in the upright is all about an awakening, right? It's an awakening to a new energy, a new beginning, a new calling, right? It could be literally a relationship, maybe somebody from your past that has come back into your life. And there are belief systems, beliefs. There are thoughts and beliefs you have about this past situation that need to be looked at and healed for you to ascend. So you're going through a process of trying to decide if something, someone, or an old belief is still valid in your life currently, or if it is done, needs to be closed out because there's no life left to breathe in it. But I'm here to tell you that when the Judgment card comes around, not only is it a decision that you're trying to make, but it is also something that's returning for a purpose because A, you never had closure on it, you needed closure. Maybe you were in a relationship where somebody just left and they never gave you the closure that you needed. They never gave you any kind of reason or excuse, right? Why did they leave? Why did they whatever ghost you? If it's a belief system, it could be maybe you were raised Buddhist and spirits wanting you to tweak some of those confining belief systems. Or maybe you were raised Christian, or maybe you were raised in a home where money was the root of all evil. We have so many belief systems that really truly don't serve us, right? And so you're going to have to use your own discernment. If this is a person that has returned into your life that you thought was gone forever, you thought it was dead and gone, buried, this is a renewal. This is, raising something from the dead for a second look at. This does not say you have to accept it or you have to breathe life back into it. It's a calling. It's part of your ascension. It's part of your rebirth and transformation. Is what stays in the past, what needs healed from the past, what was that no longer is, and what was that still is, and you feel like it needs to be taken up again, given breathing life into it. This is a judgment call that you're having a really hard time making. Maybe, just maybe, this reading, when we get more into the energy, will guide you on what you should do. Okay? A lot of times spirit don't give you the answer, but they will point in the correct direction. So there is a cycle that you have not completed. Okay? There's something from your past that you have not transmuted, that you have not healed or learned or let go of. Okay? It might be time to let it go. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, I never tell people what to do. I just give you guidance on it. But your last card here is this Ace of Pentacles. And so I was guided to use the After Tarot. And the After Tarot, the Judgment card is, bless you, is what is meant to be rebirthed will ascend with you. What is not, you won't be able to take no matter how hard you tried to drag it with you, right? When the awakening happens, when the judgment call comes and you start to ascend, those that are meant to go with you into your new cycle, into your new cycle, through that portal with you into the new, because this is a death and rebirth process. Got a hair driving me nuts. So this, in the After Tarot, there's some things that just aren't meant to go, whether it's a person or a belief system or a job or a marriage. You're going to know, because it's the one place that you've truly been focusing your attention and struggling on. So you already know. Spirit's like, you don't have to beat that with a drum, because they already get it. They know what they've been facing, and they're trying to decide what goes with them. Okay? Through that portal, we are currently still in the 8-8 Lionsgate portal. Okay? And so I believe that my pile number 2s need to let something go that you think if you let it go, it's gone forever, it's dead. But it's not. It has huge potential for your future. With the scarab beetle, that's intuition, that's high priestess energy, that's the Egyptian equivalent to enlightenment, right? That's why it's glowing up here. So the universe or God or Jesus or whatever you prescribe to or believe in as being source, the all that is, the creator, is handing you the ability to discern and intuit what you need to release and what you can take with you. This has been a very large pentacle in your life. This has been a huge belief system. This has been your biggest desired manifestation. And I think your guidance is sometimes you've got to let go of something large, something bright and shiny that you really, really wanted in order to truly step into your ascension. I feel like there's something that's so big for you, and you're really struggling on whether you should try to take it with you through this portal or if you should let it go. And I'm getting two messages here, and hopefully we'll get clarity with the oracles. But what it looks like to me is like this is too big to make it through this portal. Right? Look back here. Here's that portal. There's no way you're going to get that pentacle through that gate. So Spirit is saying to take your knowledge, your new gained intuition, right? Because anybody on an ascension is literally getting new gifts, new vibes, new inner knowings, right? The reason why you're struggling so hard with this is because this, whatever this represents for you that you're trying to make a judgment on, is full of potential, but needs to be released. It needs to be dropped. You need to allow it to be what it is and to reach its potential. Because whether it's a person, I feel like for some of you it's a person. This person is filled with potential. Okay? But I think what Spirit's telling you is they are still in the physical realms. They are not fully awakened to Spirit. And I'm feeling like there needs to be an ego death. Now only take that if it resonates, because it may not. So I'm going to leave that message there while I look at your oracles, because Spirit's telling me that once the oracles come out, there might be a second story for some of you. So we have the playful number 11, master number 11. This is about duality. This is about your mirror. This could be about a twin flame, which, by the way, is very, a lot of the twins were incarnated during the big lifetimes, the pivotal lifetimes like Egyptian, Lemuria, Atlantis. So the playful, the fool's wisdom, have fun and be playful. Your next card is, another master number 33, the faithful. The fool's wisdom is have faith. Next you have surrender to the sweetness. Okay, there's that second message. Now I'm getting it. I felt that, but I wasn't sure. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So you've got play, pleasure, joy, faith, make love to life. Next we have take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. We have attract. Be the very thing, the very essence, the very core of what it is your heart desires. Be this, my love, and watch it come so effortlessly to you. And we have furred and feathered friends. Animals are intuitive, sacred beings and the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions. They are some of our most loving companions and have much to teach us. Yet the treatment of some species is appalling. As our empathy expands, we see other beings and the quality of their lives as interconnected and equal to our own. We may be inspired to align our actions with our compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and her inhabitants. This card also signifies energetic bonds. You may have a greater awareness of the wisdom of the animals you encounter and their meanings for you. So this is what I'm getting from that. So I'm getting signs and synchronicities. I mean, you've got signs and synchronicities all over this because you've got the 11, you've got the 33. These are master numbers. My guess is you probably see synchronistic numbers like 1111, 333, any of them, quite honestly, because when you're on a spiritual ascension, those numbers are signifiers along with animals for a lot of us, not everybody, but definitely probably for you guys, because I just kind of did a double negative, right? Definitely, probably. But I think you guys see signs and synchronicities. I think you're very, very divinely guided, right? Spirit saying your true focus right now should be on the guidance. And also, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Number one had this. If you guys were drawn to number one and you came over and watched number two, usually I can tell when somebody, and there's only, 24 or 26, I haven't checked the numbers lately, but there's much fewer of you over here than there is over on YouTube. And so it would stand to reason that some of you just like watching and gleaning as much knowledge as you can, so you watch more than one pile. Okay, so this feels like divine feminine energy. Doesn't matter if you resonate with being a divine feminine or a masculine, but this is divine feminine energy. This is, have fun, be playful, have faith. Venus energy, that's divine mother, divine feminine energy. Attract, that's divine feminine energy. This is knowing when to stop chasing what you want and allow it to attract it towards you. It's being in tune with spirit and knowing that what's for you will never miss you. I feel like you're trying to make something fit. You're trying too hard to create I feel like this is about a person. I feel like you're trying to awaken the unawakened. I feel like you're trying to bring them farther than they're ready to go. And I think Spirit's saying you need to leave them where they are until they go through a spiritual transformation and a death of ego, because this feels prideful. This feels big, larger than life. This feels like somebody who hasn't really embraced their inner knowing yet. This is somebody who's not ready to be where you're at or where you're going. But it has huge potential for the future. Now, does that mean that a union is imminent? I would like to believe so. But you've come so far. It's time for you to truly enjoy what you've learned and what you've created for yourself, to be grateful for how far you've come. I'm hearing that old Virginia Slim, this is how old I am, Virginia Slim cigarette commercial where it would say, "You've come a long way, baby." And so what I'm seeing in this card is there is a masculine who is still in the water, who is still going through an emotional time, who is still learning how to save themselves. And here you are, you've already been there, done that. You know, I'm also seeing the lotus flower. The lotus flower blooms after it struggles through the muck, right? The seed needs to be planted in the mud, in the muck, in the mire, and it struggles and has a very long journey to get to the top where the enlightenment happens. And I'm seeing you as having done that. And you're stressed and worried about losing someone that you want to take with you on your journey. You want them to make it to shore and walk hand in hand with you down this journey. But Spirit is saying they need time to go through their own process. But there's huge potential here. I feel it. There's huge potential. It's only potential because we have free will. We must choose it, right? We can choose to follow the light. The lotus flower has to follow the light. It seeks the light. Your person is being guided to seek the light. And if this isn't like a romantic partner, but I do believe for most of you, this is a twin flame reading, or at least a lab partner, right? An ascension partner, somebody that was your catalyst for your awakening. And so it just feels to me like Spirit's trying to tell you that have faith and have fun. You can feel safe and secure following your bliss, following your happiness. You struggled and chose to follow the light, and you have blossomed, and you have found your path. And it's like I'm seeing two paths. I'm seeing your person and you. And, your paths go like this and this and this and this, right? But they're parallel. And so you might be a little further along on the path. And when you push yourself too hard, when you push them too hard, then you create more distance between you because you're pushing forward. And so you're creating distance. Or it can be the opposite. It could be this person is in resistance and creates more distance because they are resisting their emotions and their transformation. Either way, this feels like two people on the same journey, one much farther along on the journey, and the other one still in the process of this rebirth and transformation. And so, no, trust furried friends, right? Feathered and furried friends. Be in that Empress energy of attraction, because if you are the Empress, then your masculine, whether it's a real masculine in another body, or your inner masculine, which is struggling to find its footing in the world, its stability, its security. Either way, whether it's just you on this journey or this is you with a lab partner, there needs to be ebb and flow. You need to follow your inner guidance. Try not overthinking, pushing, pulling, resisting, or running, and know when to move. Pile number one's energy coming through again. Know when to move and when to rest. Because sometimes when you're being called to rest, it's so that you don't get too far ahead and your person has a chance, a little bit of a chance to catch up. But while you're not waiting, but holding space for that person to catch up, you're not supposed to be sitting around yelling for them, throwing them a lifeline, forcing them to see the path, trying to get them to the shore. You're just meant to enjoy life where you are. You've come a long way. You need to be in gratitude. You need to be looking around you and seeing the changes. I hope you've been journaling so you can look back over your experience and say, that was fun. I learned a lot there. I want more of that. I want less of that. And this is really taking time to just enjoy how far you've come and allow yourself a little bit of playtime. Play and have fun with your dogs, with your friends, with your environment, with life. Make love to life. Because I do feel that this person isn't far behind you, whether it's your inner masculine or a physical avatar that you've placed your inner masculine in. The resistance that you and them are creating during this time of portal. You're meant to go through this portal and your person is not yet. They will have their own portal. And when you are the divine feminine, it's like they are like, and this is a really bad analogy, but they're like a hound dog, a bloodhound dog. You go first, and where you lead, they will always follow. Of course, with their free will and at their own pace. But you don't have to worry about leaving breadcrumbs to guide them. And you don't have to worry about throwing lifelines and diving back in to rescue them. The more you find yourself, the easier it is for them to sniff you out and follow you, right? Think of two bloodhounds, male and female, who have been trapped, maybe in the dog warden, right? At the dog warden, or maybe in a hoarder's backyard without happiness, sunlight, play, joy. And so they're bonded, they're heavily bonded, right? They're best buds. This has been a journey that they've been through together. And so let's say the feminine bloodhound finds a way out, okay? And maybe there's a bunch of bushes and clutter in front of the hole where she slid out. And so she's out, she's free, she's on her journey. And yet she's standing on the other side of this imprisonment, trying to guide her best buddy, her masculine aspect, to part through the clutter, part through the muck, right? And find the portal, the hole, to free themselves so that they can continue on the journey together. But what Spirit's showing me is that you don't need to do that. All you need to do is to get to safety. You need to get beyond the trap, the cage. Free yourself, and they will be able to always follow you. Once they stop struggling and panicking and tune into their inner knowing, the two of you, there's always that connection. They will sniff you out, they will find you. But you're not meant to wait for them, because you might get caught back in the traps, back in the ego, back in the shadow. And so you just keep going for the light and stop along the way. Know that you're safe. Know that they're safe. They're going to make it. They just need some time to overcome their own fears of stretching beyond the cage, right? Maybe they already know where the hole is and the portal is. Maybe they already know that they can get out, but they're fearful of reaching beyond their comfort zone. They feel safer in imprisoned than they do free. And so you must be the attraction. You must be living your highest and best life, so that because you're connected energetically, they see it and they want it and they desire it enough to finally overcome the fears, do their shadow work, and step out of their comfort zone and follow you because you attracted them. Energetically, they want what you want. They want to be where you are. They want you. And they want everything that you have found and created. And you are their inspiration. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling into my life. You're the inspiration. When you love somebody till the end of time. When you love somebody, always on my mind. This feels like all you need to do is just find the light and find the happiness, and this person is going to want it because they're going to see you enjoying it. So where do you need to focus your attention right now? You need to focus your intentions and attention on creating your happiest, most joyous, fulfilling life. And allow this person to follow your lead. Okay? So that's your message, guys. I hope that resonated. I got one more to do. My kid's hungry. He's hitting the cereal box or bag. All right, so we're going to do 120. 120. By the time I pick up all the cards, we'll be at 120. So thank you guys. If you like this reading, please hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment because it helps the algorithms. And make sure that you have your own joy right now, your own joy and abundance. Okay. All right. 120, actually 12018. Look at, I talk way beyond that. All right. 12018, pile number 3. Okay, Gage, can you be quiet, please? If you picked the Amazonite puff heart, this is your reading. Let's take a look at your tarot before we do your guidance. Okay. Give me just a minute because I need to sit in your energy. Okay, so this is what I feel. I feel like you're missing somebody. I feel like there's somebody on your heart and mind that you've put a lot of emotional investment in, and you're feeling abandoned. You're feeling ghosted, abandoned. What I'm seeing here is this figure back in the background who is leaving. They've got that walking stick, which is the Ace of Wands, right? This is somebody who is needing to go on a journey, an inspired, creative journey toward what they want. What they want. And I think that this is very necessary because we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse, and then we've got the outcome as the Emperor. So I'm getting two stories here. I'm getting for some of you that this person, because I'm seeing the red, and here's the red, right? This person is needing to go off on a spiritual journey, like the hermit, needing to do some soul searching, some soul seeking, because they don't know what they want. They feel torn between commitment and emotions. And the reason I'm saying that is blood runs thicker than water, right? And then there's the water. And so this person might feel like they have to choose between family or commitments, like committed relationships, like marriages or long-term committed relationships, or what they desire, what they truly feel, because water represents feelings and emotions. So it's, there's a split in loyalty here that this person needs to figure out. They need to figure it out. And the only way they're going to figure it out is they're going to have to go off on a spiritual journey to figure it out. And I think that has left you feeling abandoned and alone and unchosen, like not the option. Like you're feeling like it should be obvious. Don't you think it should be obvious that I'm part of your future? And yet to this person has a lot of loyalty wherever they've been because it's blood. It's like they would have to literally bleed, sever something that has been very vital to what they've created thus far. Okay, and so the Knight of Wands in reverse. So let's just take a look at the Knight of Wands in the upright. This is somebody who knows exactly what they want, or at least thinks they do, because it's a knight, right? This is somebody who probably in the past was very in and out, because the Knight of Wands is somebody, it's like a match. You know, I've used this scenario before. You light a match and it burns really bright until it runs out of fuel and then it fizzles out. So this is somebody who has struggled maybe for many lifetimes, because I'm seeing the pyramids and the phoenix or the sphinx down here. This could be a person. I do believe this is the energy of this person here, which is this Emperor energy. If you're dealing with somebody external to yourself, we'll get back to the story if this is happening internally as your own energy. But this is somebody who has a long history of being impetuous and non-committal. Not non-committal, but they commit to something before they see the full potential of it. And then once they're in the energy for a while, they feel uninspired. They see, oh, I might have rushed it. I might have made promises I couldn't keep before I fully understood what committing to that would cost me. And so this is a person who has struggled with commitment, struggled with the long haul, struggled with seeing things through to their completion. They like to start races and then they get distracted and just abandon the race, and they're off and running on another race. I don't feel like this person is like this anymore. I feel like this is what they're trying to cling to. I think this person could have possibly been that way most of their life, and then found something that they were willing to commit to, something they were willing to bleed for, something they were willing to make very committed promises to. And yet I get the feeling that they're not actually committed to the circumstance or the person or whatever it is they're clinging to, saying, you know what, I said that I was going to change my ways and I was not going to run away every time things didn't turn out the way I wanted them. So this time I'm staying whether I should stay or not. Whatever situation they're in, they were rooted in because of a belief system that they needed to prove to themselves that they could mature beyond this Knight of Wands, in and out, uncommitted, distracted energy. And I think they worked hard. Eight of Cups. They put a lot of investment, emotional investment, into something in their life. And I feel like meeting you has shown them that where they were putting all their investment, where they promised till death do us part, possibly, maybe not. But this feels like a very heavy commitment. But I don't feel like they're committed to the person. They're committed to the commitment. It's like every relationship I've ever had, I have dumped or ghosted or ran away from, unwilling to commit. And so this time I made myself a promise, because I don't want to be like that anymore, that when I say forever, it's going to be forever. And then I think they might have met you and realized that that is no longer there forever, possibly. And I think you really, really, really threw them a curveball. And so they are being guided to figure it out, to really see what they've committed to and ask themselves, are you really committed to this marriage? Or are you really committed to this job? Are you really committed to this career or whatever? It's something this person's really committed to. Or did you commit to it because it was your life calling, because it really fired you up? This person never made it to the 9 of Cups. They never got beyond the 8. And so they're realizing that this is not their wish fulfillment. This is not, once again, and I'm hearing once again, like this really disappoints this person, because they want to be mature. They want to be this leader. They want to be this father figure, this husband, this authority. They want to stop running and thought they had. But you come along and showed them that they had more desire in a short time for you than they had in the entire time they had for whatever the other circumstances. And so this is this person, and this could very well be your energy. That's why I said I was going to get around to that, because this we are all on this journey of balancing the masculine, feminine energies within that neutrality. When you're in neutrality, when you know how to be and how to create through action and intention, that's like the key to success. It's the key to manifestation. And so this doesn't have to be you and somebody else. This could be your inner masculine. This could be you walking away from something that you put a lot of investment and emotion into, because it never really brought you your true happiness. You never got your wish fulfilled. You never got to the 10. You never got to the 9 or the 10 of Cups. You just got to the 8, and then that was it. And it looks like now you're facing a choice, or another person somebody is facing a choice between commitment, blood, and emotion, which is desire. What you feel you inherit, or what you feel is all you're ever going to get, right? It's written in the DNA or written in the stars, versus what you truly desire, what you want to experience and have. So this could be your energy. This could be you with another person. But what I'm seeing here is where you need to focus your attention is knowing that an emperor, masculine energy, in order to really, really become this mature leader, you have to stop fooling yourself about what it is you've created. It's time to do a huge assessment and to really see. I feel like it's a maturity thing. Like this person, whether it's you or you with another person, there's a level of maturity here. It's almost like when we have our Saturn return, when you turn 30, you go from being that immature, impetuous, in and out, non-committed, wayward somebody into this adult who is now taking responsibility for their choices and for their needs. And so I think this person invested in something that didn't meet those needs, didn't bring them that happiness and that fulfillment. And so if you're dealing with another person, I'm thinking you need to focus your intention on allowing them the space they need to go through this maturity moment, this moment of really growing up and becoming in control of their what's the word I want to use? Their kingdom, their life, their own situation. This is somebody who is tired of thinking that something is going to eventually bring them happiness because they sacrificed their freedom, they sacrificed their running and chose to stop running and to really commit to it. And I think what's happened is they've realized that it was just part of the maturity process. It taught them how to commit, but they may not have committed in something that really fulfilled them. So I'm going to take a look at your oracle cards. You're going to have to decide, is this a person? I know a lot of you are on a twin flame journey, and the Emperor is divine masculine energy. But I feel like somebody, probably you, is feeling ghosted, feeling left alone, because somebody is trying to get right with their heart, with their soul, with what they truly desire, with what they truly want. And while they're figuring it out, you're feeling abandoned and left behind. And if this is not somebody external to you, if this is your inner feminine, masculine kind of deciding, if you've had a hard time with commitment or committing to things that just brought you a little bit of happiness but never truly fulfilled you, then this is you learning how to recommit yourself after a period of inner reflection and deciding if something is still meant to be for you or if it's something you're meant to walk away from in order to create greater stability and leadership and happiness in your life. When you look at Aries and wands, I'm seeing a lot of wands, even though this is the Eight of Cups with that person in the back walking with their Ace of Wands. There's a lot of fire energy here. This is about creation. This is about creating somebody's highest and best life, creating their most happy potential. And so, like I said, it could be you on your own journey, or this could be somebody who is external to you that is going on a journey. And so your focus needs to be on allowing this process to happen. If you need to go on that journey, if you need to take that walk to go within to figure out what truly brings you happiness and joy, then you need to do that. And if you know that you've already found that for yourself, which I don't think you have, because even if you're a twin flame, this is mirroring, right? So there's something both of you have committed to internally, emotionally, that needs to be a place of separation needs to happen for the two of you to figure it out. Okay? All right. Yeah. Oh, so we have the empty fool. Here's the little dog, and there's no fool to be found. So your inspiration, your fool, your what's the word? Your muse has abandoned you. You're feeling abandoned. You're feeling empty. You're feeling alone. And I do believe you're mirroring your person. I believe your person's feeling the same way, if you have a person. Next, we have the youth fool. By the way, this is a number 7. Seven's all about what's my next step? You know, it's kind of that divine place of gathering momentum to take your next step. Then we have another 7, number 34, which is the youth fool. The fool's wisdom: live fearlessly. Live fearlessly. That's this energy. This in the upright is somebody that lives fearlessly. They just take that leap of faith. They are inspired and they follow the inspiration. But because of the youthfulness of it, sometimes it can take them places that teach them so much life experience, right? But it's not the ultimate destination. It's the journey. And so this is somebody, I feel, who has left you to find their inner youth, to create. This is like going within to find their inner child, to find what really lights them up, what really makes them happy. You know, maybe they were happier when they were free to do what they want, when they want, how they want. Let's see what the other ones say. We have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits Soul Tribe. This is somebody also who is moving away from a situation that they created that they thought was their tribe, they thought was their place, they thought was where they were meant to be. This is releasing themselves to pursue, to come together, to follow their intuition, to follow their higher knowing, to maybe find their tribe. This is somebody who is wanting to move toward a place of belonging, a place where they don't stay because they force themselves to stay to prove a point that they could. But this is a place they want to be, a place they stay not because they're tied down, not because of some promise that they made, but a place that they choose to be because it fulfills them. And it's finding other like-minded people that make them feel fulfilled. And we have You're Not Alone: isolation, physical connection, community. Again, the Great Gathering, Soul Tribe. So another message I'm getting here is if you are dealing with an emperor or a knight who is trying to become the emperor, and they have left you feeling alone, because look at, I am seeing as above, so below. I'm seeing the mirror. I'm seeing the connectiveness, the figure 8, right? Where you should be placing your focus and attention right now is finding your soul tribe. You're not meant to be alone while this person journeys, or you're not meant to be alone while you journey. You're meant to find your tribe, find your people, find your like-minded souls, find where you fit, find your blood and water together. So we have be. We look to the past wondering what could have been. We look to the future wondering what will be. What if we look at the present, sinking our teeth into the juicy, sacred goodness that is in the right now? What if we were to just be, without worry, be without fear, be without anxiousness, without planning or rewriting? What if we were to just be, fully saturated, fully immersed in all of the love and joy and uncertainty around us? To just be, and to let what has been be what it is, and let what is to be what it will. Again, there's a message of flow. This is somebody who is committed to something that no longer serves them, whether that's you or your person or both of you, because I do see you mirroring each other if you're resonating with being on this journey with someone else. This is somebody who is always chasing the next thing. The grass is greener on the other side. And so this is somebody who wants to mature and just be happy where they're at. And they haven't found that yet. They haven't found that yet. You haven't found that yet. So you're feeling empty and alone and abandoned. And this person is feeling empty and alone, and they're abandoning. But I don't feel like it's you that they are abandoning. And if this is just you, you are not truly abandoning yourself by being willing to recommit, to not know, to not plan, to not always create, but to allow creation to just present itself in the now moment, not in your past, not in your future, but in the now moment. Like, how can you find that 9 of Cups in the now moment? This person's trying to figure that out, and I think you are too. I'm going to hold this up in case you want to pause it and read it. And so the last one we have is beyond the mind. The mind moves us through the logistics of life so we can function in the world. However, endless mental chatter, self-doubt, limiting stories, and subconscious programs can keep us in our suffering. Step outside mind-based limitations. Looking at things in an overly logical way will hinder you and obstruct access to your power, your superpowers. The past may be running you and making your mind spin, so you cannot see what is really in front of you. Consider what your heart and your gut are telling you. What would the situation at hand feel like if you released all fears and worries? Are these concerns even yours? There's another aspect I'm hearing from Spirit beyond the mind. This, if you resonate with being a twin flame, you need to ask yourself, are these concerns even yours? Because you could be energetically so connected to your person. See the connection? Energetically connected, that you may be revisiting a lot of your fears from the past, your youth, because they are, and you're not able to tell where you end and they begin. And so I feel like the biggest message here about where you should be placing your focus and energy is on what lights you up, fire energy, what inspires you, what gets you creating, what wants to move, and what wants to be. And a balance between the two, a balance between the feminine of being and the masculine of doing and creating. And I think you need to focus on finding your soul tribe and living your life fearlessly. I think some of you guys are feeling abandoned by this person because you share a trauma bond of abandonment. And so this person is actually trying to move toward balancing between their youthful expression and their mature, committed expression of their life, between feeling like they've abandoned themselves and others and living their own free, fearless life. This is somebody who wants freedom and inspiration to create their own kingdom. And so that's where the focus needs to be. The focus needs to be on finding your tribe. Stop living in the past. I think this person may be going through a life review. That's why they had to separate. And because of that, it's creating a lot of energetic connection between the two of you, causing you to go back over pathways and things that you've already been through. And in order for you to stay in the vibration that you've created for yourself, you need to get with like-minded people. Find your tribe, right? It's all coming together. Follow your intuition. You are not alone. You are not alone. And I'm telling you, that message has been coming through to me profoundly strong. It's ever since like a month or two ago, I had a dream that my divine masculine came up behind me, and like I could feel him breathing on my neck, like it gave me goosebumps, and he whispered in my ear, "You are not alone. I am always with you." And he stepped right into my body. It was like we merged souls at that time. And yet, I still have this feeling of abandonment and being alone. And I think it was his way of telling me that he needed to go on a journey to figure out what's best for him. And that he wanted me to know that even though he was going to be absent in the physical realm, he was always going to be with me in spirit. And so focus your attention on living your happiest life, being inspired to create beautiful things for yourself. And try to meditate and find where you end and they begin, because I think you're actually absorbing a lot of their process, their journey, their awakening. And it's triggering inside of you old wounds from your childhood of being abandoned. And I think you've already transmuted and healed a lot of that. And you're just reliving it because they're living it. And so in order for you to disconnect, not completely, but to be able to be in your now moment instead of in their journey of discovery, in order to feel like you're not alone, you need to be surrounding yourself with higher vibe people that are your soul tribe, people that are on this journey with you. Here over in Patreon, right? Make friends. When you see people in a chat room and you start having conversations with them, ask them if you can make a connection. Exchange contact information safely, right? Find your tribe. Stay in the high vibration of where you're at, because I think your person's not there yet. And I think you're tapping into their energy. So in answer to the question at hand, where should you be focusing your attention? You should be focusing your attention on finding your tribe while this person journeys. And if you don't have a person, you need to find like-minded people that have gone through this journey to help you to learn the lessons and integrate the lessons in order to mature. This is a maturity. This is somebody who has distanced themselves and walked away to find their maturity, to allow themselves to process their shadow and their inner child. Knight of Wands to the Emperor. This is shadow work, going within to heal the inner child. And because they're doing that, they're leaving you feeling like you've been abandoned. But I don't think you have. I mean, yes, you have, but not permanently. This is somebody who needed to create distance in order to find themselves, to do their shadow work. And so your advice is to live fearlessly, to have faith that it's all coming together, follow your intuition, find your soul tribe. Okay, come out of isolation, find physical connection and community. You are never alone. Okay, I love you guys. I hope that resonated. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up and comment so that you know you can find your tribe. Every one of you followed me over here because you were committed to your journey. And so you do have people here in Patreon that are on the same journey as you, who are struggling the same as you, and who have processed a lot of that struggle the same as you. And so you can lean on one another for support and on me while you're going through this period of separation. Okay? I do feel like there's a period of separation. All right, so I love you guys. Watch for more videos. I'm feeling pretty inspired, and my voice is almost normal. Yeah, because I am no longer people pleasing, guys. And if I lose viewers over on YouTube for it, so be it. I am from now on speaking my truth, and I am only coming to the table over on YouTube and over here with what God created this lifetime for me for. And I am part of that creator, right? My higher self decided this is the lifetime where I'm going to step into my mission, my role as a leader, as a spiritual leader. And so I think I can take a little bit from every one of these piles. And if you feel called to watch more than one pile, maybe you can take a little bit from each of them too. Okay? Namaste.